What's up, everybody? It's me, Bryson Booker, and my microphone's a little bit too loud here. Let's turn it down. All right, perfect. Yeah. All right, but today I have a special movie review just for you, and it has 3 simple words. Do you know what they are? Well, you know what? I'm an idiot. I think you guys are really dumb, but you already know what the words are because hopefully you're smart and you read the description before you watch a video, okay? The 3 words are, you've got mail. And they're the famous words from everybody's favorite internet service, America Online. America Online is the fastest, most reliable piece of internet that this world has ever had. I'm telling you, it was great, just sitting in front of your, big tube computer with the big back and, just waiting, about 20 minutes to get online. It was just fantastic, guys. Just waiting, and then the dial-up turned. Just waiting for like 20 minutes. Your ears are about to have a meltdown, but it just feels so good because, you could just go to this world and then, wait 20 more minutes for MTV.com to load up and CartoonNetwork.com and Nickelodeon.com to load up. And, all of a sudden you click something called a cookie. And then it would bring you somewhere very, very inappropriate where you would wait almost an hour for it to load up. And, you don't know what it is, but it's something that's online and you don't know what it is until it loads up and then your parents walk in and and then you're never able to use the internet again. So maybe we should start reviewing this movie titled You've Got Mail. That was a horrible impression. And it was released by Warner Brothers December 18th, 1998. It stars Tom Hanks, there's a snake in his boot, and Meg Ryan, who, I don't know if she has a snake or something in her boot. I don't know what's in her boot. But I know Tom Hanks has a snake in his boot. If you didn't catch that reference, you really need to watch more 90s movies. Just to let you know. But this movie is a pretty great movie from Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers was always a company that kind of hit and missed. Let's just leave it there. Just they hit and missed. But a lot of the movies that they did in the 90s were pretty legendary. From animated movies to, full-length features like this. Pretty good. So, You've Got Mail is a pretty basic movie to follow. So, 2 business people, Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, they don't know this, that they're talking to themselves, but they're talking to each other over the internet via email. And so, one of the taglines for this movie was those 3 important words, You've Got Mail. And every time each one of them gets an email from the other one, they start to talk to each other and get engaged to each other, and they eventually love each other, basically. So, little do they know that they're both business rivals. They both own bookstores, and Meg's is a family-owned bookstore, and Tom's Hanks is a big box bookstore, like Barnes and Nobles. So, they're both competing to stay on top, and little do they know that they're having this relationship, but they're really rivals. And so throughout the film, they eventually find out that they're rivals, and they either support their business and what their business is trying to accomplish, or they just fall in love with each other and be with each other forever and ever and ever. It's basically, it's the plot. I have the summary pulled up on my computer, but I didn't even have to look at it because it's literally just it's a 1-sentence summary that I literally just gave you. And I mean, you could read the back and, find out more detailed information. You can pause that if you want to. But, that's it. It's that simple. And the way they execute it is pretty darn good. The acting from both of them is lively and just engaging. That's the word to describe how Tom and Meg react with their environment first and with each other. Engaging. It's not boring. It's not like, oh, she likes me. Oh, okay. It's like they really want to meet each other. But little do they know that they're supposed to be rivals, but, obviously that didn't stick. It's just a pretty great movie overall. It's not strictly technology based. Guys, listen. Even though the title may lead you to believe that this is a strictly technology movie, it's not. The only piece of technology that appears in this movie is the emails. These guys own a bookstore, not a social media compound. It's not one of those movies where it's strictly about the internet and everything about the internet. No, the internet just happens to play an important role, but not so much where it engulfs the whole film with technology-related references and things like that. Because this movie doesn't need it. And I bet you if it was made in 2017, they probably would have added all that crap into it. And it probably would have turned out either worse or just decent. But this movie actually got some pretty decent ratings from the IMDb and also Rotten Tomatoes. It got 4.5 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty good. I wouldn't base your opinion of the movie on the ratings. I would actually watch it yourself. But it's a pretty decent movie. I love the acting. The soundtrack for it is decent. It's kind of like a jazzy. The music in it is kind of, it kind of fits the mood of the movie. It's not too hyper. It's not too, jumpy and happy, joy. It's not that. It's a mellow mood to this movie, and the music just falls in perfectly with it. It takes place in New York City, supposedly, but it actually looks like the Warner Brothers studio lot. That's just me. But the setting is supposed to be New York City, where these two stores are competing to stay on top. Another person that stars in this movie, and is he even credited on here? No, he is. Dave Chappelle is in this movie. Those of you who like Dave Chappelle, I'm not a big Dave Chappelle fan because most of the movies that Dave Chappelle has been in has been... But that's just my opinion of Dave Chappelle. But he doesn't screw anything up in this movie. He's basically just a side character that goes along with Tom Hanks, along with his business. And like I said, he does offer that, Dave Chappelle-ish type of comedy, but it's not so overwhelming to where you're like, dude, shut up. This is like in his other movies. Just, dude, shut up. But it's not here. It's not here. It's not in You've Got Mail. Dave Chappelle has a purpose, and he sticks to his purpose in this movie, which is basically to be an influential side character for Tom. Overall, guys, they said this was a comedy movie, but it's not really a laugh out loud type of movie. It's kind of a, kind of movie. Those type of movies. It's not ha 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 ha. It's kind of chuckle. Ha ha. It's not a laugh out loud movie at all. They made it seem like it because it's a romantic comedy, but don't be confused. You won't be falling out of your chair laughing. There's just some moments in it that will make you chuckle a little bit, will make you, feel good inside, basically. And I just want to say this before I end this review. At the end of the movie, the way that they reveal Tom to Megan when they're, Meg, when they finally meet is great. I love how they did it because they didn't make it obvious. So many movies make it obvious, like, I was the guy who was talking to you behind the computer. Well, duh, the audience already knew that. But if you just come out and say it to the other person, it's like, well, that just spoiled the fun. Tom doesn't do that. Tom makes it seem like, yes, I was this guy, but I was a special guy, and this is why. And so I'm not going to spoil what he says, but the way they executed that ending, it was flawless. So Warner Brothers released this classic, and it's still a classic to this day. Just don't believe the references that it gets now. Just don't. Just watch the movie for yourself, and you'll see it's a pretty great movie. It's You've Got Mail from Warner Brother Pictures. Check it out.